What's going on, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of the Trophy Room podcast. I'm your host, your boy Nick. I'm here ready to talk NBA, NFL, MLB, WNBA, and more. You know the vibes. I'm here with episode 3. I'm so glad to be here with y'all. Um, Listen, man, I can't wait to get into this. There's been a lot going on this past week. But I'm ready to just get started. I'm ready to get into this basketball topic for right now. But just remember, man, always remember, like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends. And if you guys got any feedback, definitely let me know in the comments. Yeah, man, just let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to all social media platforms. And let's get to it, man. Let's talk business. To get into this basketball topic, I just want to start with some international play that's been going on. You know, they got some exhibition matches going on for the FIBA World Cup coming up. FIBA World Cup is supposed to start August 25th to September 10th. That's going to be great. So just to talk about some of the matches that have gone on the past week, USA beat Slovenia by 30. 92 to 62, their next game that if anybody want to watch is on Friday. I just don't know the time. They're playing Greece, so that should definitely be a good game to watch. But the game I want to highlight from Team USA is when they played Spain. So Team USA versus Spain ended in a Team USA win by 10 points, 98-88. I thought that was a great game because Spain is definitely going to be one of their challenges throughout the FIBA World Cup. And just to highlight some of the players that were playing, Jalen Brunson, 9 for 9 from the field, 16 points at halftime, 21 points for the game. He led them in scoring. He was able to, go out there, do what he does, showcase his talent, which I was very excited about. That definitely should get Knicks fans excited for next year. He's definitely going to hopefully take that next step. Hopefully the team can definitely back him up. Don't worry, I'm going to talk about another Nick later on. But no, yeah, man, I thought Team USA looked good. At times when they were kind of slowing down, they definitely started to pick it up a little bit. Just to highlight another guy that didn't really have a good outing when they played Puerto Rico was Jaren Jackson Jr. So Jaren Jackson Jr. definitely thrived in this game because they were playing against bigger talent. He was able to be more effective. So Jaren Jackson ended with 14 points, 5 rebounds, 3 blocks, which I thought was great. And then just to highlight some of the other guys, Mikal Bridges, 12 points. Anthony Edwards and Brandon Ingram had 11 points each. Just to talk about Anthony Edwards and Brandon Ingram a little bit. I did say in the last video in episode 2, make sure you go watch that. I did speak about, even though I had to take that Jalen Brunson was going to lead this team in scoring, if you really watch the game, Anthony Edwards is the leader of this team. Anthony Edwards is definitely going to take this team far because you can see it. You can definitely see it during the Puerto Rico game where it was close in the beginning, but then once Anthony Edwards really started to pick it up, Anthony Edwards went on like a 10-point run by himself. He really started to pick up the team, and the team was really following him. So I definitely think Anthony Edwards is the leader of this team. It's not gonna show in the stat sheet. It's really more of something you're gonna see while they're playing. So you definitely want to watch that. Definitely want to watch Team USA. And just talk about Brandon Ingram, man. Brandon Ingram was I'm a huge fan, by the way. Huge fan of Brandon Ingram. I liked him when he was in LA. I thought he was going to be great in LA if he would have stayed next to Bron and all them. But no, BI was great. Even though he only had 11 points, he's definitely shown his ability to be able to catch and shoot on the rock. He's definitely able to show his ability to create for himself whenever they need a bucket. If Ant's really not going, he was able to do it for himself. I love BI's turnaround jumper where he backs you down and then he turns around, I believe, over his right shoulder, or it depends on, he goes over his right shoulder. So if you're really thinking about it, you backing him down. For all my people who don't really play basketball, if he's got the ball in his right hand, he's dribbling, backing you down. he starts to give you that hedge. And then once he fakes a little contact, he starts to come around and turn off of his shoulder. And his fadeaway is just, he's so beautiful, man. Like, I seen him do it a couple times in international play. But yeah, man, I love BI because he's able to create for himself. He's able to create for others. He's good off the catch and shoot. He's a really good player for this team as well. And just to talk, but yeah, just a reminder, Greece on Friday. That's gonna be a great game. I'm definitely gonna be watching it. I want to see what happens and see how this team does. But yeah, like I said, FIBA starts August 25th to September 10th. And just another game I want to highlight, not related to Team USA. I want to talk about Canada versus Germany. So Canada versus Germany, they ended in an overtime game. Canada ended up winning 113 to 112. Canada was trailing 101 to 96 with under a minute left. So they went on that 5-point run to tie the game. I think it was 5. I think they tied it at 1-1 maybe. But like I said, to highlight another Knick, man, that I'm really excited to watch the Knicks next year, RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett missed only one shot the whole game. RJ Barrett went 13 for 14 from the field, 4 for 4 from three-point range, led both teams in 31 points, man. RJ is really showing himself in international play. So I'm just hoping he's able to really solidify himself as that third option in New York behind Jalen Brunson and behind Julius Randle. And I'm hoping that, like last year, RJ Barrett was supposed to be that like defensive 3-and-D guy. But now that they have guys like Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo, those are definitely I wouldn't call Josh Hart a 3-and-D guy. He's more just like a defensive player that can attack the rim and make smart reads. But Dante DiVincenzo is definitely that 3-and-D guy that the Knicks need. So now I feel like with all that space, RJ Barrett is really able to do what he wants. Not do what he wants, obviously within reason. But no, I feel like definitely playing for Team Canada. RJ Barrett is definitely going to show out these next couple games. And I'm hoping that confidence that he's going to have from playing in Team Canada will transfer over to when the Knicks play, man. So Knicks fans are definitely something to be excited about for next year. I have the Knicks, I think, just off the top of my head, I think I have them like top 5 for next year. So they're gonna be a good team to watch. New York, we here, man. New York, stand up. As I'm wearing a Philly jersey. I'll get to that later. But no, yeah, and then just talk a little bit more about Team Canada. Team Canada is a stacked team. Jamal Murray didn't play, but they have guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who just became All-NBA first team. Great player. 25 points for the Oklahoma City Thunder. You got former Miami Heat legend in Kelly Olynyk, 21 points, 4 rebounds. He's definitely able to show he's one of those stretch bigs where he can defend and he can stretch the floor with his three-point shooting ability. His passing abilities, not something to look past. He's definitely a good passer. And just to highlight a guy from Germany, Dennis Schroeder, led Team Germany with 26 points. Dennis is going to be Dennis. And then you got guys on that team like Mo and Franz Wagner. Just to talk about Franz for a second, I think Franz is going to be a really good player in this league. He really showed it last year and his rookie year that, Franz is really coming into his own when it comes to playing in the league. So Franz, I think, is going to be a really good player, plays for the Orlando Magic, with Mo Wagner also playing for the Orlando Magic. I think what they got going on in Orlando is great. They just drafted a guy in oh my God, I forgot his name. Curly haired, glasses. I know it's not Nick Smith Jr. It's Anthony Black. Oh my God, they just popped up. Wow. They have a good guy in Anthony Black, definitely a great player coming out of college. Obviously, they have another Team USA guy in Paulo Banchero. Paulo Banchero he's a force, man. I talked about him last episode. He's definitely going to be great. Um, but yeah, man, I like what they got going down in Orlando. But I'm getting a little off topic. But no, yeah, man, so that just about wraps it up for international play. But like I said, FIBA World Cup, August 25th to September 10th, man. Make sure you guys go watch. You can see a bunch of NBA players really battling it out, and you can see them in different roles. I love seeing players in different roles and see how they adapt, see how they're able to translate from having a smaller role to having a bigger role in international play, and then hopefully bringing that back to the NBA and hoping them see them elevate their game to another level. So that's really like a big thing that I love about playing internationally, playing for the World Cups, playing for your teams over the summer and stuff like that. So that's great. That's also why I love WNBA, man, because when you watch WNBA, they don't have a full 82 game season. I'll get into WNBA a little bit later, but that's one thing I love about the women is that I understand their season is not long, but they don't take breaks. Like, man, they play their WNBA season, then they go overseas. When you go overseas, you see some women kill it overseas, man. And then when they come in the league, they have a lesser role, but because of what they've done overseas, coaches are able to trust them with a bigger role, and then that's really how you see players improve, which I think is really great about watching the W, man, because you see people change, you see women change their games from one season to the next. And that's really a big thing about international play. Like when they're not playing in the winter, they play overseas, they really change their game and they build up more confidence and they're able to translate that into the W. So that's definitely one thing to look out for, man. That's like I said, that's one thing I love about international play. So just make sure you go watch it, man. Team USA basketball. Let's get it. On to the next part of the basketball segment, just to talk about what's going on in Philly. Philadelphia, I have it written down as a Philadelphia explosion, but I only wrote it as a Philadelphia explosion because just to get this out the way, Joel Embiid removed Philadelphia, the location, from his Twitter bio, which I thought was hilarious. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Embiid. But just to get into the James Harden stuff, first of all, I'm wearing a Philly jersey because I went to Philly to go watch, James Harden. Always been a fan. I went to Philly to watch Damian Lillard because if y'all know me, I'm a big Dame guy. Damian Lillard, probably my favorite player in the league right now. And just talk about my experience in Philly. I loved it. I walked in there with a Philly jersey. Nobody booed me. Nobody threw beer at me. Nobody said, "Oh, f you, get out of here." Nah, man. Now I understand why they call it the city of brotherly love because everybody showed me mad love. Everybody showed me, was talking to me. They were like, "Oh my God, did you see that move? They're really good." Man, I love the city of Philadelphia, man. Shout out to y'all. If y'all live in Philly, definitely go to a Sixers game. I want to go to an Eagles game one day. I'll get into football a little later, but now I can't wait to go to a Phillies game one day. The Eagles, and then maybe even baseball. Go watch the Mets. But no, yeah, Philly's a great town. But just to talk about the Philly situation, I keep getting off topic. I'm so sorry, y'all. But so just to start from the beginning, this is what happened with Philly, Daryl Morey, and James Harden. This is the main thing about what's going on. This is the main reason for the Philadelphia explosion. So James Harden signs a player option contract, signs his player option, and then asks for a trade. After he asks for a trade, Daryl Morey says, "Okay, I got you." Then after a while, the Sixers, they try to trade him to the Clippers. That's where he wanted to go, and Harden was like, "Yeah, I don't want." He didn't come out in the media and saying it, but he was like, "No, I don't want to be here." James Harden doing James Harden stuff. Didn't win a ring, doesn't want to be there. Same. I don't know how to say something without cursing, so I'm trying not to curse. I'm trying to be a little more professional, but not too long ago, I think it was Woj or Shams tweeted that Sixers end trade talks with teams and are planning to bring him back for training camp. They said that there was no traction with the LA Clippers. So there was no traction with the Clippers because I did see that the Clippers don't want to give up good role players like Terrence Mann and maybe even Bones Highland. So I get where the Clippers are what the Clippers are saying, but that didn't go well with James Harden. James Harden is in China. I think he still is, maybe. James Harden is in China. He's having a camp, I believe it's with Adidas. He goes on to say, and this is what he said. He said it twice. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. Now, he said it again. Let me say it again. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. So just to talk a little history about with Daryl Morey and James Harden. James Harden and Daryl Morey have been together since Harden was in Houston. Harden, I believe, don't quote me on this, Daryl Morey was the one that brought James Harden, Chris Paul. And, that was the year they went to the Western Conference Finals, 1 game away. In my opinion, if Chris Paul didn't get hurt, they win the chip that year. But that's neither here nor there. But no, yeah, so Daryl Morey's technically been fit. If you look at it from James Harden's point of view, Daryl Morey has been failing James Harden for a couple years now. And maybe that's why Harden is fed up with Daryl Morey. But so yeah, and then everybody was talking about when he came into training camp fat and stuff like that. Daryl Morey was the GM at that time. So I think the next year, Daryl Morey so that year that he came in fat and he didn't want to play in Houston, I actually don't think Daryl Morey was the GM at the time. I think that was Daryl Morey had already made his way to Philly, and then Harden got traded from Houston to Brooklyn, had his time in Brooklyn, and then Daryl Morey traded for him to come to Philly. So they definitely have a past, and it just, I'm going to talk about it from both sides of Daryl Morey and James Harden. Just talk about James Harden. Bro, I understand where James Harden is coming from. You've been with me all these years. We still haven't won a chip. And, that's really one thing that he wants. But, bro, you're injury prone. There are times where you're nowhere to be found in the playoffs. There are times where you're just nowhere to be found, period. And, yeah, I get it. Joel Embiid is never really healthy for a playoff series. But, bro, these things take time. You've only been in Philly for, 2 years. And I said in the last video, in episode 2, that, bro, your best shot, if the Clippers can't trade for you, because I think if you go to the Clippers, that's just nuts, in my opinion. You got guys like Russell Westbrook on a low deal. Hopefully Kawhi can stay healthy. Paul George can stay healthy. And then you got James Harden. But other than that, bro, your best chance to win, in my opinion, is in Philly. Why would you want to leave? You have Joel Embiid, who's the MVP. You have great pieces around you. You have a great young guy in Tyrese Maxey. You have a good third or fourth option, depending if he's on, in Tobias Harris, Long Island native. Shout out to you. But yeah, man, I don't understand why you'd want to leave Philly. This just makes it look bad. And looking at it from Daryl Morey's side, Daryl Morey is just, I honestly don't know what he's doing. I don't know what's going on. But to me, Harden looked like a crybaby just from his past. He was in Houston. He was like, oh, I don't want to rebuild with this team. I want out. Goes to Brooklyn. He goes to Brooklyn. He gets hurt. His fault. Now, remember, the Houston stuff, I understand. They traded away everybody. They want to rebuild. They want Harden to mentor the young guys. He was like, no, bro, I'm getting old. I'm out. Because that's basically what Dame is going through now. Dame to Miami, free Dame till it's backwards. Sorry, but that's basically what Dame is going through now. But yeah, Harden didn't want to stay in Philly, didn't want to mentor the young guys, so he wants out. Okay, fine. You trade him to Brooklyn. He goes to Brooklyn. Brooklyn blows up. Brooklyn blows the hell up like crazy. You go to Philly. You're there for like 2, maybe 3 years. And yeah, nothing happened, but like, don't just get up and leave. Like, I understand you're getting older, but like, since your Rockets days, like, this is the best team you've been on. Not been on, whoa, because the Brooklyn Nets team was very good. But this is the best chance you've had, especially in the East. Like, bro, you're one of the top hitters during the year. You just gotta get healthy. Like, and you gotta play, man. Like, you just gotta be better. But I'm curious to see what happens in Philly. Just to see what goes on with Daryl Morey and James Harden. And, the little thing that people talking about Joel Embiid. But, I mean, if Joel Embiid was to get traded, hopefully you go to the Knicks. I would love to see Joel Embiid in the Knicks jersey, not going to lie. But not yet. And then, but my last thing I'm going to say about Harden as I'm flipping the page, going into the next thing. My last thing about Harden, bro, like these things take time, man. I didn't think he was right to call out Daryl Morey like that, especially because you're still technically a part of the Sixers organization. And yeah, like you're still there. You're still under their dollar. And like this thing is a business, man. These things take time. So patience, my friend, patience. But yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with them. We'll see what happens. Maybe they just end up selling house. Maybe Daryl Morey gets fired. Maybe Harden says, you know what? I'm sorry, Daryl. Maybe he apologizes, which I don't think is going to happen. This is just a long shot. Maybe Harden apologizes and he says, no, I want to stay in Philly and I want to win. Well, we'll see what happens. And then next year when he's a free agent, he's going to be like, yeah, no, I didn't like Philly. I didn't like Daryl Morey. That guy did me dirty. But that's next year. We'll see what happens. Season starts in October. Can't wait. And the next player I want to talk about is Pascal Siakam. So Pascal Siakam has been linked these past couple days to Atlanta. They've been saying that Atlanta is looking for their third star. Atlanta proposed the trade to the Toronto Raptors with DeAndre Hunter, AJ Griffin, and some draft picks for Pascal Siakam. To me, if you look at Pascal Siakam is an All-NBA player. Pascal Siakam is an all-star. He's definitely the main guy now that Fred's gone on that team. Well, I think he was still the main guy while Fred was there. But, yeah, like, to me, if I'm Pascal, you have 1 year left on your deal. And I read something that if he makes an All-NBA team this year, he's eligible for I think, 5-year, 305 or 307 contract. Don't quote me on that. I think the numbers are wrong, but he's eligible for that big of a deal. Honestly, bro, it seems like the wave, so just do this. Stay in Toronto 1 more year, stay as the number 1 option, become all NBA, get your money, and then dip out. And then leave. Because that's really what it seems like. That's really what people have been doing. Because everybody's like, oh, yeah, Siakam. There's rumors going around. Siakam don't want to stay in Toronto. Siakam don't want to rebuild. Siakam this, Siakam that. Like, those could be all rumors. Siakam could just say, yeah, those are all lies. I want to stay in Toronto, and we'll see what happens. I mean, in my opinion, if I'm Siakam, I stay 1 more year, get my money. Well, technically, you'd be staying 2 years. You stay 1 year, get your money, all NBA. If you don't make all NBA, you leave and you do like a sign and trade somewhere else. Or if you do make All NBA, stay this year, get your money, play next year, and then dip out. And we'll see what happens. Uh, but not. So the reason why it hasn't happened yet is because apparently when the Hawks gave in that trade, Masai was like, no. Masai Ujiri is the GM of the Toronto Raptors. Masai literally said no because they upped their price. Masai literally looked at the Atlanta Hawks and said, nah, yesterday's price is not today's price, which I think is a little crazy, but I get what he's saying. And it might also be because Siakam doesn't want to stay. He might be in talks with Siakam and trying to stay, but you never know. And just to look at it from an Atlanta perspective, I don't think that's the player you want. When it comes to Atlanta, you have a all-star guard in Trae Young, all NBA guard in Trae Young, I'm sorry. You have a great guard in DeJounte Murray, Clint Capella. You have some good role players on that team, but I don't think Siakam is the guy that fits in this system. Now, the numbers may tell differently, but Siakam's not that great of a shooter, and neither is DeJounte. I know the numbers for DeJounte. He's not a good three-point shooter. Trae's really the only one who can space the floor. And just by looking at some of these trade packages, you're gonna get Siakam and you're gonna keep Clint Capella. That's a little too much in the paint for my liking. I mean, yes, Siakam is a good mid-range shooter, but that clogness in the paint, it just doesn't work for me. And Siakam did play center for Toronto, so Siakam could possibly take over the backup minutes, take some minutes away from Onyeka, because Onyeka is a little smaller as a center, so they could play them together. And Onyeka Okongwu does shoot a tiny little bit. Maybe I might be dragging it. I don't know, but no, yeah. If I'm Siakam, I don't think Atlanta's the best fit. And if I'm Atlanta, I don't make this trade because Masai's asking for a lot. Might as well just let him stay. Try to go after another person. Or it's only been 1 year or 2 years with DeJounte. Maybe one. Maybe going into their second year. See what happens. You just traded John Collins because AJ Griffin definitely made a little bit of a jump. So AJ Griffin will definitely play minutes. We'll see how that goes. You just paid DeAndre Hunter. So I mean, there's a lot going on in Atlanta, but like I said before, I don't think Siakam is the move for them. I don't think Siakam is the guy that you need. I don't think Siakam is your third star. I just don't think the fit with Trae DeJounte, and Pascal is the fit. I don't think it's the fit, and I don't think they should go for it, in my opinion. But all right, on to the last part of the basketball segment. I want to talk a little bit about the in-season NBA tournament. I know it's brand new. I know it's something that some people have been looking forward to. Just to give you guys a little bit of detail on the in-season tournament, I'm actually kind of excited because it kind of replicates what happens in the WNBA with the Commissioners Cup. I'm gonna get to that later. Just talk about NBA and the in-season tournament. Tip-off starts November 3rd, and the championship game is December 9th, so about a month. The games will be played on Tuesdays and Fridays. The group play starts November 3rd to the 28th. Each team will have now the group play. The East and the West is divided into 3 groups. Each team gets 4 games because there's 5 teams in each group. You get 2 home games and 2 away games, and you play each team once. To advance to the knockout rounds, you have to have the best record in your group, and I believe they have a wild card. So since there's 3 groups in each, it's the top 8 teams. So the 3 first place teams, and you get a wild card team. Once you get to the knockout stages, it's 8 teams advance to the group play. Every game is single elimination. Those games go on for 2 days. from December 4th to like December 5th and 6th. And then, the championship game starts December 9th. Now, before I get into the prizes, I do want to talk about the groups. Just to talk about the West briefly. West Group A is Memphis, Phoenix, the Lakers, the Jazz, and the Blazers. That is a three-man race between the Lakers, Suns, and Memphis. I think it's a two-person race between the Suns and the Lakers because I don't think Ja will be there by then. Because the season starts like early, middle of October. So Ja suspended 25 games. So he might just be back for the in-season tournament. I don't know. But in my opinion, it's still Suns Lakers, but you never know. In the second group of the Western Conference, you have the Nuggets, the Clippers, the Pelicans, the Mavericks, and the Rockets. That's honestly anybody's group except for the Rockets. Actually, with the addition to the Rockets, they might be looking to, Rockets added Dylan Brooks, Fred VanVleet, and a couple other guys. And they still have a lot of young players. The Rockets might be looking to really make a splash in the league and maybe win that, but you never know. In the West Group C, you have the Kings, the Warriors, the Timberwolves, the Thunder, and the Spurs. So with that group, that's a fun group to watch too because, we're starting to get a little bit. It's not a rivalry, but we're starting to get a little bit of tension between Kings Warriors after that first round series last year. You got the Timberwolves, the Thunder, especially because the Thunder's on the come up. The Timberwolves are somewhat on the come up too, I guess. But and then you have Spurs and Victor Wembanyama. So we'll see what happens with that. Now on to the East, the three groups in the East. In East Group A, you got the Sixers, the Cavs, the Hawks, the Pacers, and the Pistons. I know the Sixers and the Cavs are the big names, but in my opinion, like the Hawks are always a threat. I'm not talking about like championship contenders, but the Hawks are always a threat, like period. Hawks are always a threat, period. Pacers just added some great additions, so they're going to be a really good team this year. I think they're not going to be play-in. I think they're going to be play-off team. Like they'll skip the play-in. They might be top 6, maybe 6 or 5. They're going to flirt between 5 and 7. And then you got the Detroit Pistons. I said it last year. The Pistons were making the play-in. I was really hurt there. I was really upset that Cade Cunningham got hurt. Once Cade went down, everything went out the window. But with everything going on with Cade Cunningham, they said he's been feeling great. He went to the select team, played against Team USA, and dominated. So that group is exciting. Obviously we don't know what the Sixers are going to look like. Cavaliers brought in shooting. They really addressed what they needed from the offseason. So that's going to be a fun group to watch. To talk about the East Group B, this is probably the most not stacked, but this is a fun group to watch too. You got the Bucks, the Knicks, Miami, the Wizards, and the Hornets. So the Hornets are, the Hornets, in my opinion. The Wizards have a new looking team. Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma are going to put up 30 shots a game each. So we'll see how that goes. But you know about the Knicks, you know about the Bucks, and you know about the Miami Heat. So hopefully by that time, this whole Dame mess is over, and we have Damian Lillard. People will give us our respects. I'm over here talking about us, and I'm wearing a Philly jersey. I look nuts right now. But just talk about the Heat. I just want this Dame stuff to be over. I think it's been like 40-something days since Dame's requested a trade. So I just want people to give us our respects. That's all I ask for. Just talk, and then to the last group, talk about East Group C. You got the Celtics, the Nets, the Raptors, the Bulls, and the Magic. That is the Celtics group to lose. If the Celtics don't come out of that group, I don't know what's going to happen because I understand they were talking about Kristaps. I saw a report that I think Kristaps might be hurt. I think he has like a thing in his foot. I don't know if that's true, but yeah, man, the Celtics are by far the favorite to win in this group. They're better than the Nets, better than the Raptors, better than the Bulls, better than the Magic. So Celtics should come out of this group easily. And just to talk about the incentives of the NBA in-season tournament, they're calling it the NBA Cup. Same thing as the Commissioners Cup in WNBA. So just a sidebar. If you like this in-season tournament, it started in the W, so watch WNBA basketball. Okay, back to NBA. They're gonna give you. There's gonna be an MVP. They're gonna do an all tournament team. Now the money incentives is where some people are like, if you win the whole thing, it's $500K per player. I understand some guys are making millions, but for like the bench guys who are on two-way deals, rookie contracts, 10-day contracts, it'll help those guys out a lot. If you make it to the finals, $200K. You make it to the semis, it's $100K. Everything's per player. So honestly, we'll see what happens. I think it'll be fun. I think stuff like that is always a fun thing to watch. It's gonna be good. So I can't wait. Remember, NBA season tournament starts November 3rd. It's every games will be played every Tuesday, Friday. And I can't wait. All right, that's going to wrap up the basketball segment of the show. Now I want to get into NFL. NFL, it's not really loaded, but just to talk about two guys that signed to new teams. Also, by the way, NFL season starts in 21 days, September 7th. Can't wait. So first player I want to talk about off the free agent market, Ezekiel Elliott signs with the New England Patriots. I think it's a good move for New England. New England is already in a tough division with them, the Miami Dolphins, the Buffalo Bills, the New York Jets. So they're going to be a really good, I feel like you can't count out the Patriots only because, I'm not crazy about Mac Jones, but Mac Jones is good. You still have a coach in Bill Belichick. You have the Patriots way. They have a good team, and so Zeke is going to share the backfield with Ramondre Stevenson. Ramondre Stevenson really has been showing out the past year or two. He's been showing that he's a good running back. So I think Zeke is mainly there for, short gains and red zone, because that's really what he specialized when he was in Dallas, especially with the emergence of Tony Pollard. So that's good for Zeke. And then just talk a little bit about the rest of the team. Like I said, Mac Jones, a quarterback. Ramondre Stevenson is the other running back. They have Juju Smith-Schuster, Devontae Parker, Kendrick Bourne. They have tight ends in Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki from the Miami Dolphins. So I don't think they'll win the division because you have stacked teams in the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills and also the New York Jets, which, some people don't think they're stacked, but I really can't wait to see what happens with this New York team. I think they're going to go far, but, anything can happen. Sometimes it takes time for guys to mesh together, but it seems like they've been doing that in training camp, so we'll see what happens. But no, with this team, I think they're gonna be last in the division, but you never know. It's not a bad team, the New England Patriots, but honestly, football is so close. I'm at the point where it's just like, yo, you got to see what happens. And on to the next free agent I have is Dalvin Cook signs with the New York Jets. If you guys really want to know how I feel about Dalvin Cook signing with the Jets, I said it in episode, I think it was 1, that Dalvin Cook was talking about signing with the New York Jets. I think it's great. So I actually have a smiley face next to me writing this Dalvin Cook sign with the New York Jets, which is actually mad funny. He's gonna be sharing the backfield with Breece Hall and guys like Michael Carter. So apparently, Dalvin Cook hasn't started training camp yet because he is coming off a shoulder injury, which is okay because Breece Hall had his first practice during the week, which I'm really excited about. And you still have a good running. I feel like Michael Carter's still a good guy, and he's definitely gonna. He's gonna be taking a backseat, but I feel like whenever we needed Michael Carter to step up, he was great. So he was good last year when Brees went down. So people are talking about the New York Jets might have the best running back room in the NFL. I mean, I don't want to sound biased, but it seems like they do. But honestly, you never know because Brees is coming off a leg injury. I believe it was an ACL or a torn Achilles. No, I think it was an ACL or torn Achilles. I don't remember, but it was something that like drastic. So you never know when it comes to these guys. But like I said, man, the Jets and the Patriots, they're gonna be really good teams to watch. Both division rivals, but both division rivals, so they're definitely gonna play each other. Division games are always tough games during the season. You know, at that point they don't really care about the not that they don't care about the record, but it's like it's family business. You know what I'm saying? Like, division rivals, they really give it their all, and you never know, man. But yeah, and then just to wrap up the football segment, I do want to give in my week 1 NFL predictions, just to talk about the week 1 matchups. So to start week 1, September 7th, NFL season tips off. Can't wait. You got the 1 p.m. games. You got Lions, Chiefs. I think Chiefs are going to win, obviously. The Bengals Browns is going to be decent. We don't know what's going to happen with Deshaun. We don't know how he's going to come out. We don't know how he's going to look. So I think Deshaun is definitely a key factor to watch out for. And I don't know what's going to happen with Joe Burrow's injury. They said he's making headway on coming back, but we never know if he's going to come back week 1, maybe week 2. So you never know when it comes to that. I honestly didn't have a winner in that game because there's so many variables. Like Joe Burrow's such a big thing that if he does not play, the Bengals could lose. But I think, and then, if the Browns come in, no Joe Burrow, and Deshaun really becomes Texas Deshaun, it could lead the Browns' way, so that could be possible. Next game I have is Texans, Ravens. Ravens are going to win that game. You got the Buccaneers and the Vikings. I have the Vikings listed to win that game. Falcons, Panthers. I think that should be a good game too. Battle of the young quarterbacks, even though they've been saying that CJ Stroud has had some issues throwing the ball. He hasn't looked that good. But, I mean, I'm not really high on Desmond Ridder either. But that might be the Bijan show. Bijan, guys like Drake London, they might show out. My man Algier, I forgot his first name. Saved me in fantasy last year though, but he's gonna be a good running back. He probably won't have as much time as Bijan, but both of them together is really good. So, but I do have the Falcons winning that one. Even though the Panthers have they have a decent wide receiver core. They have Miles Sanders. They signed Adam Thielen. But my thing is just CJ Stroud. Like first day in the NFL, first game, he might have some jitters, might have to work the bugs out. You never know. So I do have the Falcons winning that one. Next game I have is Commanders Cardinals. I have the Commanders winning that one. You got Jags and the Colts. Obviously, I got the Jags. You got Titans Saints. Now remember, the Saints don't have Alvin Kamara. And apparently the Titans, Treylon Burks just got hurt. So he went out for a pass. He caught the pass, but they had to cart him off the field. I don't know the update about that yet, but he might be out week 1. You never know. But they still have D-Hop. Still have guys like Derrick Henry. I'm like I said last episode, I'm just not big on Ryan Tannehill. So I picked the Saints to win that game. And this is going to be the best game of the 1 o'clock games, in my opinion. You got the Niners and the Steelers. We finally get to see who's going to be the Niners quarterback. I have a Steelers agenda this year. I think Kenny Pickett is going to not blossom into like a top 10 crazy, but Kenny Pickett's going to have a good year. George Pickens is going to have a good year. Najee Harris is going to have a good year. The Steelers defense has always been there. You have a great coach in Mike Tomlin. So it'll be a close game, but I still have the Niners winning, but I have the Steelers. Oh, and talk about the defense. You can't forget about TJ Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick. So they've always been up there. And yeah, man, I think that's probably the best 1 o'clock game in my opinion, is Niners Steelers. I do have the Niners winning that one because the Niners are just such a better team, but the Steelers will show out. Steelers will show out. On to the afternoon games, 4:25 games. I got their Raiders, Broncos. I got the Broncos winning that one. Sorry, I know people know I'm a Raider fan, but it's all good. We're not gonna be good this year. But Raiders, Broncos. I got the Broncos winning that one. Eagles, Patriots. I definitely got the Eagles winning that one. No bias. Well, no haterism. Sorry. I got Rams, Seahawks. I got the Seahawks winning that one. I got the Dolphins, Chargers. That game's going to be a shootout. That game really just depends on who's going to play better defensively. But I do have the Dolphins winning that one. Hopefully Tua can show that, he's good from his injury and stuff like that. So I do have the Dolphins beating the Chargers week 1. And then last game of the afternoon games, I got there's Packers, Bears. I do have the Bears winning that one. I understand people all this hype about Jordan Love this, Jordan Love that. I got to see it, bro. I got to see it. So we'll see what happens. But I do have the Bears winning game 1 because, Justin Fields is the better quarterback. They do have the better wide receiver 1 in DJ Moore. They still have guys like Chase Claypool, Cole Kmet just signed a big contract. I don't want to say the Bears are going to be a force to be reckoned with this year, but they're going to do better than last year. Let's just put it at that. But the Bears Packers. I got the Bears, like I said. Sunday Night Football is going to be a doozy. It's going to be a good game. Cowboys, Giants. There's always a rivalry. Same division, like I said before. I do have the Cowboys winning that one. I do have the Cowboys winning that. I just feel like the Cowboys are going to have a good year. Maybe the same as last year, maybe better. When you add in a guy like Brandon Cooks to pair up with CeeDee Lamb, you have a guy in oh my God, I just said his name earlier. Who's the running back? Tony Pollard. Thank you. Whoever said that. I got Tony Pollard. But you still have a top 10, maybe like 11 through 15 quarterback in Dak Prescott. So that's gonna be a good game. And then Monday Night Football, man. You got Bills, Jets. The Bills are a force to be reckoned with. The Bills are gonna be really good, but I'm going for the Jets because the Jets are at home. When I was looking at the schedule, looking at the Jet schedule, looking at some of the other schedules, just to prepare for a future episode, I do have the Jets and the Bills splitting games. So like Jets will win at home, Bills will win at their home. So I'm only picking the Jets because they are the home team against the Buffalo Bills. Now, if the Buffalo Bills win, I'm not going to be mad. Like, I get it. The Bills are a great team. Josh Allen is probably second or third best quarterback in the league, whichever way you put it. They have good receivers in Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs probably a top guy. You have not Mike Evans, Gabe Davis. So they're going to be listen, the Bills are always a great team. I'm just trying to show that I'm not trying to be favorite, but I do have them splitting during the year. I got Jets winning this game. Jets winning opener in game 1, really to put a stamp on what they've been showing in the off season, showing what they can do, that they're ready. So yeah, I think they're gonna be great. I think it's gonna be great. Monday Night Football is definitely gonna be fun. Bills, Jets. Like I said, I do have the Jets winning, so that's gonna be a great wrap up to episode. Wow, that's crazy. Uh, they're gonna be a good wrap up to the first week of Monday. First week of the NFL. Let's just hope I start off the fantasy year 1-0, man, that week. um, yeah, and shout out to Mama Dukes. Mom, I love you. I appreciate you for being behind me. But make sure you put me in that pool this year that you normally do. Mom does a pool where, like, you gotta it's based on who wins and stuff like that. I'm definitely keeping this list. Hopefully Mama Dukes will put me in the pool, let me play for some money. And if we win some money, obviously I'll split it with you. But I'm feeling good this year, man. I've been really watching my football, really been paying attention. This podcast really been opening my eyes to a lot of things. So yeah, let's see what happens. All right. And on to the last segment of the show, everything else that's been going on in the sports world. I got an MLB topic and a WNBA topic. I only got two things to talk about the MLB, just to rattle those off real quick. Talk about the New York Yankees. Drew, if you're watching this, shout out to Drew and shout out to my boy Ryan, two of the biggest Yankee fans I know, and obviously my fiance. Shout out to you, babe. The Yankees have officially gone 500. If you don't know what that means, 500. They have 60 wins and 60 losses after losing 5-0 to the Braves. Now, I'm not saying that they got spanked. The Braves are honest, not even arguably, the Braves are the best team in baseball right now. So I get it. But the Yankees are 60 and 60. They're at 500. They're last place in the American League East. They've lost 4 straight games, and they've lost 7 of their last 10 games. Now, why do I bring this up? I promise you I'm not a hater. My dad is a Yankee fan. Shout out to my dad. My dad's a big Yankee fan. My lady's a big Yankee fan. One of my best friends, Ryan. Shout out to you, bro. Big Yankee fan. But this is the first time the Yankees have been 500 since 1995. I was 1 year old. I know I'm old, but geez. So that's really why I wanted to bring this up. First time since 1995, the Yankees have been at 500. Now, if the Yankees go below 500, that's a different story. That'll probably be the first time. I think they were talking about since like the 40s. I don't know. Since like the 60s, maybe. 40s was a drag. But yeah, man, I had to bring that up with the Yankees because that's huge. That's big. I think, like I said, I said in episode 1, I think the Yankees are due for a big splash. They might go for Shohei. So we'll see what happens with that. And just to talk about the second thing I want to talk about, it is a touchy subject, but it's all over the media, and I can't not talk about it. Talk about Wander Franco, the shortstop for the Tampa Bay Rays. So everything I'm going to read off to you is they're accusing him of. So Wander Franco is a shortstop for the Tampa Bay Rays. The league is accusing him of an inappropriate relationship with a minor in the Dominican Republic. Apparently, the girl was 14 when the relationship began, and there have been rumors that there are possibly more minors that he's been involved with. So again, these are all accusations. Nothing has come out in court. So just to put a little, that's a bad way to say it. Just to say that they're taking this very precaution, the Tampa Bay staff is taking this into consideration. I've seen things that some players are like, oh my God, they just want to be up on your business. They're just talking smack. I did see the post that there was a young girl wearing his chain. So she did look like she was like 16, 17. But honestly, you never know, because there are some women nowadays who are my age and look like they're like 18, 19, maybe even 20. So people look younger than they really are. So these are all accusations. I don't know what's going to happen, but hopefully by next episode they'll have a resolution. I can briefly talk about it here and there. And on Monday, the team announced that Wander Franco will be away from the team for at least a week. So he didn't travel with the team just to handle legal situations and see what's going on. So when the update for that comes, I'll definitely talk about it, and we'll see what happens with that. And on to the last topic of the show, one of my favorite topics. Y'all know me. Talk about the women in the WNBA, man. I'm gonna say it now, and I'll probably say it every episode. NBA season is not right now. Make sure you watching WNBA, man. WNBA, man, is so much fun. Just to talk about what's going on this year. They just wrapped up the Commissioners Cup, similar to what the NBA's in-season tournament is going to be like. My New York Liberty won. They beat the Las Vegas Aces 82-63. Full teams. It was a great game. But after halftime, New York just started to run away with that, John, and it looked good. Jonquel Jones, shout out to her, MVP, 16 points, 15 rebounds. I'm so glad that Jonquel Jones is really starting to fit in with this New York Liberty team. In the beginning of the year, she was still trying to find her edge in scoring. Stewie was shooting the ball a lot. You got girls like Sabrina Ionescu shooting the ball a lot. But I'm really glad that Jonquel Jones is really starting to find her way. And it's crazy because Stewie didn't even lead the team in scoring, and neither did Sabrina. It was one of my favorite girls to watch on the WNBA stage is Marine. I think it's Marine or Marine. I don't know. She's French. Marine Johannes led the team in 17 points, man. She's one of my favorite players to watch. I love going to WNBA games to watch her. She's so good. She can really shoot the ball. She's really crafty. She's fun to watch. Like, her jump shot just looks so nice. There was one time I was watching a game with her, and, they called a foul. She ran up, shot a one-legger from, 40 feet, maybe, 2 steps behind the three-point line, and she made nothing but net. And it was crazy. She's so fun to watch. She's very crafty. She's very flashy, and, it just fits her. It's so it's so nice, man. But just talk about some of the other girls on the New York Liberty. Courtney Vandersloot, 11 points, 10 assists. She didn't really have that good of a shooting game, but she always shows out in assists. Stewie didn't even lead the team in scoring. Stewie had 13 points. She shot 40% from the three-point line, which is great. Sabrina Ionescu, 12 points. She had some really good deep threes in the beginning of the game to really get the team going. So shout out to the New York Liberty, man. They won the Commissioners Cup. The next trophy I want the girls to be holding is WNBA championship. I can't wait. We're really in contention. I want Stewie to win MVP, even though they said it's a race between Stewie and A'ja Wilson. I don't think it is. I think you still have to throw in Alyssa Thomas from the Connecticut Sun because Alyssa Thomas is so great. She's really one of the big reasons why the Connecticut Sun are so good. So I'm actually going to see them next week, which is going to be so much fun. I can't wait. I'm going to see the Sun versus the Liberty. Shout out to Jalil, man. Can't wait to go. Me and my boy going to have a good time. But no, that's going to be a fun game. And man, Liberty winning the chip. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say, man. And just to talk about, just a shout out to one of the best girls in the WNBA right now. Just to not talk about the Liberty, so that way I don't seem like a fan favorite. Just talk about Aliyah Boston. Aliyah Boston is the former number 1 overall draft pick for the Indiana Fever. This past draft, she was the number 1 overall pick. She came out of, I think it was South Carolina. Yeah, South Carolina. She's the first. Oh my God, I can't speak. As a rookie, she has 450 points. She was also named an all-star starter as a rookie. She has 450 points, 250 rebounds, and 70 assists by any rookie. So, and she's in company with only 6 girls to ever do that. And this is elite company. You got her. So Aliyah Boston did it with A'ja Wilson. A'ja Wilson, MVP, DPOY, WNBA champion, Finals MVP. She's so great. Brianna Stewart, like I said before, bucket getter, WNBA champion, all that. Candace Parker, and one of the great names in WNBA history, and Tamika Catchings. So Aliyah Boston is definitely a force to be reckoned with in the WNBA. If you're just starting to watch WNBA, obviously you want to watch the big dogs. A'ja Wilson, Alyssa Thomas, Brianna Stewart. I want to say Candace Parker, but she's hurt. You look at the Onyeka twins, the Onyeka sisters in LA. You got Enrique in Dallas. So, but definitely, I understand the Indiana Fever are not that good of a team. But if you're just starting to watch basketball, I promise you, you will love watching Aliyah Boston. She's so good, man. She's a force in the paint. She's a really good forward, man. Obviously, she made an all-star selection as a rookie. So, yeah, man, if you're just starting to watch WNBA, obviously, like I said, you want to watch the big dogs, but you got to watch Aliyah Boston, one of the best young girls to start in the W. Yeah, but that just about wraps it up for episode 3, man. I'm so glad I get to come here every week, let out what I see in the sports world. I love that y'all listening, man. I appreciate you guys for watching. That's gonna wrap up episode 3 of the Trophy Room podcast. I'm your host, your boy Nick. And listen, man, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment on the video. Like I said, I'm so good with constructive criticism. I take everybody's things into account. Comment on the video, follow on all social media platforms, and most importantly, man, tell your friends.